Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So today we're gonna be working on this Ford. He came in a couple of weeks, almost months ago. He wanted to fix the drop that he had on it. The truck's pretty much hacked up. In the front, I forgot exactly what they did. I think they cut the springs. In the back, he's missing leaf springs, and then what else did they do to it? Did a drop shackle. So he's pretty much like at a 4-inch drop in the back, but like kind of like a ghetto drop, I guess you could say. So what we're gonna do, I don't know if you guys remember that Ford Tremor we did. We're gonna redo his whole suspension. We're gonna do the IHC arms, and then I told him to go ahead, and he did. He got a all new suspension from like a 2018 and up, 2020. So we got the new springs. These came in from Mexico. We got the isolators. We got those little cups that go in them. We got the new struts, and it's all OEM. You know, it's all Ford Motorcraft parts. We have the bolts for the top part of those struts. We have the bottoms. We even have the little bolts that go inside of the strut, and the plastics, the strut mounts, and then this is the flip kit for the Ford. And yeah, we got everything. So we're gonna start tearing it apart, and we'll put on the new stuff. It's gonna be pretty cool, you know, all brand new suspension and everything on a Ford, on an older Ford. You guys are gonna see that this stuff works. You just have to modify it a little bit. Okay guys, so I got the whole suspension up. Everything's off. All I gotta do is put the lower control arms. I already put the uppers and assemble the struts. You might need a spring compressor for that. The only thing I want to point out about this, we did the Ford Tremor and it aligned and everything. The only issue that these have, or that I'm seeing, is the pockets. If you compare them to like the newer body ones, the holes are a little bit, I guess you could say, a little bit more slotted, and this ones weren't that slotted. So what I did, you know, rule of thumb is 1/2 inch. I already took an air saw, I cut them out a little bit. So all I gotta do is just break off the tabs. The side that you have to be more careful with, because it tends to have less material, is the back side. So this one I just did like a little bit less than 1/2 inch on both sides. So each pocket, 1, 2, 3, 4, same thing on the driver's side. And then just break them off. If you think you're gonna break off the whole complete part, just bend it out a little bit and just cut it with the little die grinder, whatever. And then grease up the pockets, put the lower control arms on your strut, and then start putting everything back together. Eventually one day I want to do it to where like I actually change out that spindle for the new body one. But then that means I would have to do the new body hub, and then somehow get that speed sensor to work, because that's what reads your stuff. And then just eliminate that. But with that, you're gonna have to do the new caliper, brakes, and rotors, and new hub assembly. But I'm pretty sure it can get done. I don't know, there might be some modifications done to the wiring and all that, but I'm pretty sure you can get it done, because that thing right there, that thing's heavy, man. Like it compared to the new one, bro, like the new one's all aluminum. That thing's a cast steel, and then everything's all stuck together. So that thing's pretty heavy. So right now all I'm gonna do is just break this off, grease up the pockets, put the new lower control arms on, and then assemble everything. What you guys need to do is check what side is the front side. So like this one, I already confirmed it. So this is like the front side. Because once you put it together, you know, this thing looks the same, but it only fits one way. So that way you don't have a hard time putting it back in there. So we have the springs, all the bolts and all that. I will give you guys the part numbers. That way, if y'all order it online or whatever, it makes it a little bit easier. So I'll give you the part numbers for the struts, the part numbers for the springs, and then the part numbers for the bolts and all the other plastics and all that. That way you have a, I guess, brand new 2015 to 2018 struts. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I already assembled the strut. I'm gonna just go over the part numbers with you guys right now. Let's see, let's focus the camera. Okay, there we go. Sort of. Yep. Okay. So the part number for the little dust cover thing, it's 7L1Z-18A047-C. So this is the dust cover. You need 2 of those. And then this one right here is the strut nut. So that one's W712134-S440. I don't know if you're gonna run the 1X or whatever. So this is the little strut nut that goes on top. This right here is for the spring. This one's gonna be JL3Z -5310-D. So that's for the actual spring. The actual Motocraft strut is this one, JL3Z-18124-4. So this is your strut. And then the plastics, this one, for the spring, that guy right there is see if you guys can see it. It's gonna be 7L1Z5415-A. And here's another one to confirm that it's the same part number, 7L1Z-5415-A. The same thing. The actual strut mount, the one that goes on top. Do the boxes for that one. That one's gonna be 7L1Z-18A099-E, and I believe it's the same thing for the other one. Where's the little sticker at? Yeah, but this one doesn't have it on there on the side. So yeah, 7L1Z-18A0099-E. So that's about it. If you guys want the castle nuts for the top, those are gonna be, let me see, focus it over here. Those are W71677-S440. So I believe 6 of these came in the bag. And then the little ones that go on the bottom, for that right there, those little guys are, I'll read them to you. Those are W520214-S440. And then you need 4 of those. And I don't know why they gave me 6. But anyways, that should cover everything for you to do the swap. I did have a hard time putting the control arms on, so you kind of have to bang out that pocket in the back and then like sort of force them in there, and make sure that you can be able to slide them back and forth. That way they can do it at the alignment shop. The way this one works, you have to do the little cuts and then get these guys out. So those nuts over there, you're not even gonna need them. The only ones you're gonna need is the upper castle nuts or whatever, because the arms do come with their own little bolts. So these are the little guys that go right there. But just make sure that it aligns straight. I had the other one for reference, the older one, but it was pointless because the way this thing is pointed on top, it's totally different. It's clocked different, if that makes any sense to you. So if you were to have a complete strut assembly from another newer truck, yeah, it would work up here, but this would not line up with that. So either bang it out or put the spring compressor and just clock it the way you need it. So what I did on this one, I mounted it and then I got it as straight as I could. I lifted the controller and be like, oh, okay, well that's where I need it. And I marked it with the marker. That way it wouldn't shift whenever I was loosening up the spring compressor. So if you're using those clamp style spring compressors, they fit, they work. Just be very careful, because I don't know, I had homeboy break one and then make like a crater in the concrete, but he was doing some Raptor ones. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna do the same thing on the passenger side, put it on there, mock it on there, make sure that those things align with the 2 holes for the control arm, and then I'm gonna dismount it, cut them up, bang them out, and then start putting everything back together. Once I have everything nice and tight, I'll start putting on the spindle and then the ball joint for the upper control arm. Don't forget to use Loctite, and then put the brakes back on, and then we're gonna see if that sway bar is still gonna land where that hole is right there. It might not. If it doesn't, it's okay. I'll make a new hole for it, so that's okay. Remember, these parts are not originally for this truck, but the way the whole mounting stuff is, we're gonna make it work. So we'll see what happens. Oh guys, there you go. Just finished it up, put everything back on. I made the sway bar work, so you don't have to get a new one unless you want to. It works. And then I think tomorrow he's bringing it back in to fix the back. But yeah, she sits nice, like it sits even. You gotta remember the weight of these. The back is always gonna be heavier, so if I was to do a 4.6 on this one, it's gonna look like a 4.8, 4.9, because it's gonna tuck the back pretty big. So all it needs now is the alignment. Hopefully we don't have any problems aligning it, because it was a tight fit for the control arm. But she's ready to go. I just drove it. You do lose a little bit of turning radius, but that's okay.